What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I am joined by my co-host, my sister Diana.
What's up?
And my brother Derek.
What's up?
And this week, you guys, we're going to be talking about She-Hulk. Who is She-Hulk? Now, we know Marvel's going to be coming out with a series in the coming week, so we decided to learn everything we can about the character of She-Hulk. From her creation to now.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be interesting. So I did start things off by figuring out her actual creation, like with Stan Lee, and why he made She-Hulk. Apparently, Stan Lee created She-Hulk. He wrote, I think, only the first story for her. But she was made out of the fear that the Incredible Hulk TV show would create their own female Hulk and then have the rights to it because they made her. So they made it in the comics first.
Yeah, very interesting. I thought like they created her simply for rights reasons. And like that was it. Like they had no interest whatsoever. But you know what I was surprised by? Like I knew the Hawk show was popular, but I was surprised on how long it lasted. It ran from 77 to 82.
Yeah, that's a few seasons.
That's a pretty decent amount, especially for a show back then.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I knew it was huge, but I thought it was, like, huge, like, how, like, oh, the show was great, and then it's, like, it was only on for, like, 2 seasons or something. And I was just like, why did y'all love this show
like
so
a lot
much?
of our cartoons
Yeah.
were only 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. What I thought was interesting, this is not the only time I've heard of Marvel doing this. Captain Marvel was created because they didn't want anyone else to come up with Captain Marvel, and there was that whole debacle with, it wasn't DC who created Shazam Captain Marvel. It was another comic book company, and then DC got it, but Marvel made Captain Marvel in an interim. It's a whole big thing. So it's not the first time I've heard of like them creating a comic book character just so they get the rights. I think Spider-Woman was the same thing. It was.
Yes.
Spider-Woman was the same thing.
But you know what I find interesting about this is that they created it just because. Now, I don't know much about Spider-Woman, so maybe she's good. I mean, I kind of liked her in the Iron Man cartoon. But I felt like She-Hulk, for someone who was just kind of like, we got to create this thing, I think they did pretty good with her.
Yeah. Actually, I think the Spider-Woman story was pretty interesting, too, even though she's disconnected from Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah, they actually made some interesting characters. Although, She-Hulk, like, parts of her story gets kind of weird, but it's comics.
That's true with all comics, though. I think one of the recent things, well, I don't know how recent thing, is basically whoever took over writing for her kind of made her more Hawk-like, which I think is just, you're doing her a disservice. Like, why do you just have another Hawk? Like, what's the point of that?
So the current She-Hulk is more Hawk?
I don't know if it's current, but I would say recent in quotation marks because I'm reading this, so I don't know when this took place, but something happened and she lost her powers and she got her powers back, and then she became more savage-like was kind of the words they were using. And so basically she was stronger than she was before, but like how the Hawk was or is, I don't know where he is right now in his Hawk universe.
I don't know. It might still be the Korean kid. I don't know.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Cho?
Yeah,
Cho?
Where it's like she doesn't have that intelligence which she maintained the entire time, where she's more aggressive and more monster-like.
Yeah, well, I mean, isn't that the Hawk thing, right? The angry, like, if they're stronger, the less kind of control and the intelligence they have.
So someone took over and started doing that, but then I'm like, so we just have Hawk again, and it just kind of felt like, true. Like, she doesn't need that.
Yeah, she is quite a different character than Hawk. And I'm going to get to her fictional creation. One thing stood out to me when I went over this. So the artist, they were like, we didn't really make her overly attractive. And I'm thinking like, okay, you know how they draw females in comics.
Yeah.
Right? Like they all have Barbie bodies or whatever. And I'm like, you made this character with big old luscious hair and stuff, the normal figure that you give all females in comics, and you sat there and said, "Oh, we didn't make her overly attractive
because they made her green. See?
That's because she's green.
No one's attracted to green people.
Okay.
I'm not gonna marry someone that's green.
Maybe Captain Kirk from Star Trek.
Yeah,
he's attracted to everybody.
Yeah, it's like he gets down with whatever. You can be purple.
Yeah, he's kind of a freak. So.
I mean, yes, in real life, I would not get with anyone that's green because that is probably bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I was like, what? It's like, we didn't make her overly attractive.
But that's interesting though, because it's like part of her character is being confident with who she is.
Yeah.
And like how she kind of embraced her Hawk side more than anything. And then so it's kind of interesting where they deemed her unattractive.
Yeah, well, no, they didn't say unattractive. They said they didn't make her overly attractive.
I thought she looked fine to me.
No, she does look fine. I was just like, it's
okay.
I don't know where he was getting. She looks like every other female they draw in comics.
True enough. Well,
yeah,
people in comics tend not to be drawn ugly.
That's true. I mean,
I want to say, how do you draw ugly?
That's
true. Also true. Well, okay. So what it made me, because I watched our '90s Hawk series.
Yes.
During the research on this, and it was the leader made like these Hawk clones, and it was a female one who they did make ugly. Like she had like an ogre kind of face and stuff, and she was like, So, I mean, you could have.
Okay, made her look like Shrek or something.
Yeah, but no, like you gave her an hourglass figure and everything.
Remember, they're trying to get people to buy these comics.
Well, yeah, you're not going to do that.
And also remember, these comics...
Wait, hold on. Does your character have to be attractive for people to buy?
It does not.
But more people will buy.
Especially not today in the era we live, but we're talking about the 70s and 80s. They're gearing these comics towards young men.
Yeah.
So if you want one, it'd probably be extremely difficult for a woman lead comic to be successful.
Yeah, I did read up on it. Like, it was kind of messed up. I don't know
Should've
what.
Been led. The woman-led comic.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even remember what he.
I said lead.
She said lead.
Led.
I did read it. I don't know what run of the comics it was, but it did get messed up because they had She-Hulk in the regular Hulk comic, and because of that, her solo comic didn't really do well. Because it was, I guess the stories wasn't matching up or something. So
yeah,
I feel like that does hurt comics, especially like back then, where it's just like, now we like have cartoons, we have TV shows, and we're used to things not matching up. But it's just like in the comic books, like that's all they had. So,
well, then comics was a universe.
Yeah.
So those universes should match up.
Right, because it's one universe. Like Marvel is one universe. DC is one universe.
Yeah.
So even if you create a new character, they're brought in this universe.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. That's the gist of her, why she was created in Marvel. Legal reasons. Yay. So in the comics, she becomes She-Hulk. She is Bruce's cousin on her mother's side.
Oh, look at you getting all the details.
Yeah, all the details.
All right.
Genealogy down the line. So yeah, she's his cousin. Her mother died in a car crash.
I thought it was her father.
Her father comes later, but that's at first her mother dies and she doesn't have a good relationship with her father.
Okay.
And then the mob tries to kill her father later.
Which was Nicholas Trask.
Yes. Which I want to know, is this the same Trask that does the mutant things, or are we talking about they're not related whatsoever?
No, that's a different Trask.
Why are we giving
his
these
name
people
is different.
the same last name?
Why is everyone last name Trask? I don't know.
It's not like it's a common last name.
It's definitely not.
It's not
a common last
so I read this like, is he connected?
Never met a real person with the last name Trask.
Well, I'm just like, y'all, we have like millions of names to choose from. Why are we using the same name?
Yeah, I don't know.
It was confusing.
Yeah, so there is kind of running thing with like her being bad with cars, because I think both the cartoon and the show apparently is gonna have her in a car crash.
Yes, the show is gonna have her in a car crash. They showed that clip. I know we didn't talk about her comic origins yet. Do you like the change that the show made with it?
Oh, okay. So in the comics, she gets shot and needs a blood transfusion, and Bruce is pretty much the only one that can do it, and so he gives her one, which is why she turns to She-Hulk. Mm-hmm. And in the show, they're saying that she somehow gets his blood in her.
Yeah, so I'm guessing
because they're in a car crash.
An open wound, which is gross.
That is also gross.
So
I thought they were gonna go with the angle that it was genetic.
Nope.
Well, it's kind of that angle. The reason she doesn't die is because they have same blood type and same DNA.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just mean because in the show, the clip they show that gets in a car accident and then they showing her like getting green veins or whatever. Yeah. So I'm guessing, and only with this, like she had to get his blood in her.
They're gonna.
But how did he? Oh, because
he's in the car with her.
In the car with her, and he's Hulk. I'm thinking. If he's Bruce,
no, he's
and
Bruce.
They get in the car accident,
he's Bruce.
Then why didn't he turn into the Hulk?
That's my question. But yeah. I mean, if
that's my thing because if
maybe
Bruce gets injured,
it seems like he has more control now than ever. Because there's scenes where he's Bruce and there's scenes where he's Hulk.
Yeah, I guess so if he doesn't die, he's not going to just Hulk out.
Yeah. If he's not a threat to die, there's no reason for him to. Because usually, because in the past it's like, oh, remember when he said he tried to kill himself and he turns into the Hulk.
Right. Yeah.
So if he's not a threat to die, there's no reason for the Hulk to show up to protect him. It seems like in this show, Bruce has control over when he is and isn't Hulk.
Yeah, and it was like that in the comics where it got to the point where Bruce was able to control himself.
Right. So I'm fine with him being able to control whatever. Okay. I want to know when his arm got healed. It seems
it wasn't healed in the car crash.
Yeah. So there's some scenes where it's healed and some scenes when it's not. I mean, the time, whatever, Yeah,
I think they're going to explain that. Apparently, they were saying
the reason why like he should still heal though without even being Hulk.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not saying that.
From how I heard it explained is he is in Bruce form sometimes to help it heal, because we're gonna remember this isn't regular, like this is damage from Infinity Stones, so it's not just Hulk out and I'm good type of deal. So apparently the reason why he's going back between being Bruce and the Hulk is to help his arm heal,
or because he can. Like, I don't care why he's
choosing to be Hulk the entire time,
right?
I
mean,
I thought that was the compromise they made.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, this is why we need more like Hulk information, and I wish it wasn't that deal with Universal,
right? Because
it'd be nice to get the details of this.
Yeah, because everything's happening off screen, so we're only knowing the tidbits that he says himself, right? In Endgame, when they discover him and he's like talking and acting normal. I thought he said is that he made a deal with the Hulk.
He did. I remember that.
And that's
what
why
he said in the cafe.
He was in his Hulk form, but still had the knowledge of Bruce Banner.
Yeah. I would like to see the Gray Hulk. Can we get a Gray Hulk somewhere?
The Gray Hulk. Pun intended. He's gangster. Like
y'all like the Gray Hulk?
Yeah, I like the Gray Hulk. It's like Smart Hulk, but not Bruce. Like Smart Hulk is Bruce,
right?
It's like he is a Hulk. He's not like raging like Green Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but like he's cool. He's like he called Mr. Fix It.
Yeah,
because he's like a mob enforcer.
Yeah, he's a mob enforcer.
Okay, well maybe we'll get it because apparently, why can't I think of that guy's name? The guy who plays
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah. He's sticking around for a while, it seems like. So maybe we'll get the Gray Hulk.
Maybe we'll get the Gray Hulk.
I guess.
I mean, it's easy for him to do so because it's like he will just always be input into movies because they can't do a solo movie.
It would be nice to kind of do a solo movie without doing a solo movie.
Yeah.
Just so we need more.
You don't think Universal is going to be like,
hey,
this is a solo movie?
No. Who we put Hulk with? I don't know.
Anybody that they want to.
I mean, they already kind of did it with Ragnarok. Like it was
right. So do it again and just kind of
with who?
Anyone ever.
Yeah,
it's the Hulk.
It's Hulk. It just happened to be in.
Yeah. So it's just It can't be. It
Fantastic
can't be
Four?
titled.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah. It just can't be titled Hulk.
Yeah, so we just have a solo movie without having a solo movie.
He's a main character in the movie, and we get through some of his stuff.
Well, him and the Thing are rivals.
And the thing sucks. Oh, yeah. But my original point before we got on this whole tangent or whatever, do you like the change in the show?
I'm gonna need to see the scene in full. To me, it makes kind of no sense. It's weird. I don't think of getting someone else's blood in my bloodstream in a car accident.
How
that's so weird.
That? I'm pretty sure if they
maybe
had
he gets cut by some glass.
I'm saying
if
he gets cut,
and it'd be like, the odds of that actually happening.
I mean, because if he gets cut and she get cut, and that's gross. And it's just and they just bleed on each other. It's really gross.
I don't think that happens often.
Well, I mean, they were both in a car together.
Yeah. I can see getting someone else.
Why didn't they do the blood transfusion? I'm so confused.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what was the purpose of changing it to a car accident.
Blood on you, but your blood mixing actually your cut.
That's what I'm saying. I can see her getting the blood.
I don't know because y'all have to take blood pathogen training at work. That's how they be like.
Hey, maybe it got in her eye.
Oh, okay, dude.
I'm just saying, open orifice is how. That's why you're always supposed to wear your PPE.
That make me cringe.
So I mean, it's obviously a thing because they train you.
It can happen.
It
just feels weird. It just feels weird.
So I don't understand why we didn't keep the blood. That to me, that just makes the most sense.
Right, because in the comic books, it was like she got shot.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think we should have kept the whole mob angle. I think that's interesting.
Yeah, because from what I saw, it was an alien spaceship.
A spaceship.
I was like, wait, what? Because I thought the car accident was going to be caused by the mob because she's a lawyer.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
But no, it was some kind of spaceship. I got to see what the show does. I have to see.
It's 9 episodes.
I'm thinking that's a change that didn't need to be made, but.
Wow, that's going to take it to the middle of October.
Yeah, October.
Yeah.
At least it's 9 and not the normal 6.
Well, the episodes are short though.
But yeah, half hour.
Honestly, I think I kind of would like that.
It's probably
because the going trend with the last shows, I feel like the episodes in the middle,
nothing happened.
Nothing happens.
Actually, each
episode 2, 3, episodes 2, 3, 4, nothing really happens.
But I think those just the shows in itself just weren't great.
Plus, this is a comedy, so this is something different. It's not like something that needs a...
Yeah, and I mean, I'm cool with it not being serious and dark.
Okay, so in the comics, we mentioned she got shot. The guy who shot her died, and here's where some of this stupidity comes from.
Gotta love comics.
He was riding an earth-boring device that malfunctioned and took him to the center of the earth.
Yes.
Isn't he human? Why do we need such a fantastical way to die? Have him get hit by a car or something? I don't know.
Because
why is he riding an earth boring machine?
Because he was using the drill to do something.
Why are you riding it? Who goes in? I'm gonna ride on top of this.
Because someone has to control it. Remember, it's not like this took place in the year 2020 where you can control it from a tablet or something.
Okay. And it drilled to the center of the earth?
It malfunctioned and drilled to the center of the earth.
Why did they do that? You can't drill to the center of the earth. I'm not going to get scientific.
You're going to hit bedrock way before you get to there, and then...
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure if they could, the earth would blow up already, because they're not going to do well with it.
That's how that guy died.
Okay, that was so dumb. So some interesting things for She-Hulk. She didn't have full she had control, but she gained control over everything after Morbius cured her of a blood disease that she had.
Interesting.
So Morbius is a part of her story, so we get to get some Morbin time.
Yep. Yeah. They can just...
And she defended Morbius.
Yeah.
She was his lawyer.
That's a part of the story. We
and got him.
We're not gonna get because Morbius is Sony.
That's great. We just never ever.
We don't need it. We don't need it.
She got all his vampire killings down to involuntary manslaughter. She's a good lawyer.
She's a really good lawyer.
Mm-hmm. So after this, she decides to remain She-Hulk rather than switching back and forth because she likes who she is as She-Hulk more.
Yeah. Yeah, she feel like it's more truthful self, which is very interesting.
Which is how they portrayed it in the cartoon as well, although she just always had control.
Yeah. I feel like in the cartoon, maybe I didn't watch enough episodes, they didn't really make it seem like she could switch back and forth.
She never switched back. But in the second season, there was an episode, basically, if she overexerts herself as She-Hulk, she will revert back.
Okay.
Because like she was complaining about being tired and stuff, but she was always She-Hulk and always doing stuff as She-Hulk. So
that I didn't know. Like I thought, like she stayed She-Hulk.
I did too. Because I mean, one, I was watching the cartoon when I was younger, so there's obviously things you miss. It just seemed like she was stuck that way.
Yeah.
And then when I was looking, I was like, oh, okay, she can control it.
There was a thing where, like, I think there was a point in the comics where she thought she was stuck that way, but then Doctor Strange eventually brought out that it was just psychological. She could revert back, but she thought she was stuck as She-Hulk.
Yeah.
So technically, I think she was never, like, had to be.
It's just
She-Hulk.
a mental thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And probably because she likes being She-Hulk more. So. Let's talk about powers.
Okay.
Or did you have
there was just some things I wanted, just more about her in the comics in general. I don't know if you had a different section for that.
Nope.
That's when she's known for breaking the fourth wall in the comics.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, which they are going to bring out into the show. I've never actually read a She-Hulk comic.
Me either.
Yeah, so I didn't know that, but apparently that's the thing she does. So that's cool. I kind of like when they do that. And also that she has, her comics has always been more humorous, more funny, and, you know, she's also kinder and more empathetic, which I also think is kind of cool.
Yeah. Which I think points to the reason why this show is a comedy, and it seems like we're kind of getting that.
Yeah, it seems like they're definitely bringing that tone from the comics to the show, and it seems like they're doing it well. Like, the more trailers I see of the show, the more I want to watch it.
Yeah. Seems like a fun show.
Yeah, so it seems pretty fun, and I do like, I know I'm talking lately about the Disney Plus shows, but I do like how every show is different.
That's true. And that is good. So we don't, because a lot of people talk about the Marvel formula, and then eventually with movies and shows, you do get down to it by the end of the show.
Yeah.
But it is good that you get something refreshing, at least to start. We talked about Ms. Marvel, how different that was, how interesting it was to learn about like a different kind of life, you know.
Well, I feel that way like with some of the movies, like with Ant-Man.
Yeah,
like it's just like, okay, that's a different feel is what's coming to my head, but that's not what I was looking for. But like Ant-Man, Shang-Chi,
yeah,
so it's like you're not getting the same exact movie every single time. And so I mean I do like that.
Act.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, until the third act, when then it's like, oh yeah, this is a Marvel movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's nice, and I'm glad we're getting a full on comedy, because that's I think that's a good step away. We don't have to take it seriously, like, you know.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Anything else?
Also want to say that for a time she replaced a Thing in the Fantastic Four. Apparently that was a pretty decent run that she did with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of teams. Fantastic Four, she's been in part of the Avengers. Everybody's been on the Fantastic Four. Spider-Man's been on the Fantastic Four.
I don't know. Maybe they should change their numbers up.
Yeah.
No, but it's always 4 of them though. It's never more than 4.
It has to be
it's
4.
never more than 4 at a time.
Yeah, it's never more than 4 at a time.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I think when he was on the Spider-Man was on the Fantastic Four, I don't think there was a Mr. Fantastic. So I think it was just Spider-Man, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, that was my last comic book fact about her.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to talk a bit about her powers. She has Hulk powers.
Yep. She's not as strong though.
Yeah, she's not as strong. She's a bit more agile.
Probably because she's smaller.
Yeah.
interesting fact, she was trained by Captain America and Gamora.
I thought that Gamora fact was really interesting. I was like, oh, that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Because Gamora is supposed to be one of the best fighters in the MCU, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the MCU, sorry. In Marvel.
In Marvel.
The MCU has done her dirty.
I was like, it would be fun if they, because we can't do Captain America, he's gone. It'd be fun if they did that. It's not going to. But it would be fun if it's like, oh, she was taught how to fight by Gamora, because they're like, even Jennifer Walters, as not a She-Hulk, can fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that would be interesting. Also, in the cartoon, she could fight too, but it seemed just like she just knew how to fight somehow. And I'm like, it's a little weird.
Like she's a lawyer, and all of a sudden she knows
Yeah,
kung fu.
it's like her not as the She-Hulk, just like fighting. And I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Most people can't do this, but okay.
Yeah.
That was the only real interesting fact I had about powers.
I think that we already know we touched on, but the biggest thing is that unlike the Hawk, she retains her full intelligence and personality.
Yeah.
And that she can switch between the She-Hulk and her normal self at will, which kind of makes it the biggest difference between her and the Hawk.
Yeah. Which seems like in the show she can do too. They have that scene with her in the courtroom.
Yeah.
And she just changes. So yeah. Okay. Cool. I was going to talk about some TV appearances.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just going to go over what she has been in.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been any live action versions of the She-Hulk. She was talked about for the live action show, but never happened.
Right. They was also planning another one, I think, in the 80s that never really took off.
Yeah, something like that. Like, I think she was supposed to have a show too.
Yeah.
And it just never happened. So all of her appearances are animated. Apparently there was a 1982 Incredible Hulk cartoon. Definitely never watched that.
I'd have did some YouTube and if I'd have known about that.
So yeah, man, that's probably horrible.
Oh yeah, the cartoons in the 80s weren't great.
It was. They said it was like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, or it was along the line of
Which
that.
one is Spider? Is that the one with Firestar?
And Iceman.
I'm telling you, that show is so bad it's good.
No, God, no, it's not.
It's so bad.
I remember watching that one episode.
Yes.
And then she marks the car with an arrow.
Yeah, it's so bad it's good because it's just funny.
Yeah, because everybody had powers already. Oh, she was telling about when she first discovered that she had powers and how she was being treated.
Yeah.
Firestar. What was her name? I want to. Angelica Jones.
Yo, can we get Firestar or something? Is she in anything?
No, we don't need Firestar.
We don't need Firestar.
Sure we do.
Firestar is pointless.
Okay.
What's Firestar? She had appearance in the Fantastic Four cartoon. That's the 90s one, connected to that large Marvel 90s cartoon universe.
Yes.
Which was dope. Mostly. Iron Man was trash. I tried to watch that and I was like, oh my God, I used to watch this cartoon. She was a main character in the 96 Incredible Hulk series.
Yeah, by season 2.
Yeah.
You know what I was surprised about that during looking this stuff up was that, one, how early she showed up.
Oh, it was super early. It was like episode 5.
Yeah. And then second season, it was like the Hawk and She-Hulk.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, so you want to talk about weird ways to get powers. So she didn't get shot by the mob in the cartoon. She was kidnapped by Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Of all people. Why? I don't know. Because he wanted control of the Hulk or something. And she was dying, so Bruce gave her a blood transfusion.
Yeah. Very interesting that that's the route they went.
Yeah, I was like, what? Oh, and her superhero uniform was just... Now, in season 2, she wore something different every episode. I guess to sell them toys, you know?
Yeah.
But
I had that toy.
You did have that toy. In the first season, her superhero costume was just workout clothes.
Because she was wearing workout clothes when she got kidnapped.
Yeah, she got kidnapped in workout clothes and then hawked out in the workout clothes, which I know they're stretchy.
They are very stretchy. They would have
ripped off.
Hey.
Yes.
Hulk like she went from like a 5 foot something to 6'7". There's
no way Hulk still have on pants.
Yeah, those pants. Those are wrong.
No.
Look, spandex is the best friend, he said.
Can it stretch that much?
It cannot stretch that much.
Reed Richards design clothing for this.
Yeah. Because if they're that baggy, they wouldn't be able to stay on him when he's not the Hulk.
They stretch and snap back.
No. I don't know if there's a material that stretchy.
No.
You don't know. You haven't tested all the material.
Hey, in the Avengers movie, when he was in that building, and he was just like, yeah, you was butt stark naked.
Like, son, you have a condition.
You have a condition.
Yes.
Last interesting fact about the 96 Incredible Hulk cartoon, she was voiced by the actress that voiced Susie in Rugrats.
Really?
Yes. Also, that actress voiced a lot of other people. Max from the Batman Beyond cartoon, that was her. There's a lot. She's like Elmira from Looney Tunes.
Oh my!
Tiny Toons.
Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, she did a lot of stuff, but I thought that'd be interesting because that is a voice you recognize.
It is. I was watching it trying to figure out like who she was, but Susie from Rugrats was not where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to go with the going trend with Law and Order, she was definitely on an episode of Law and Order.
Of course she was.
Of course, everybody's on Law and Order. Speaking of, did y'all see the
probably
Law and Order
Dun,
trailer?
dun.
Where they did a Law and Order trailer for She-Hulk.
Yes.
In the criminal justice system.
They should definitely start an episode
I'm
like
saying
that.
episode
That would
1
be so
needs
funny.
to open up like, well, maybe episode 2.
They've already done the
needs
trailer.
to open like
I
that.
don't know if
Yeah,
they're gonna
that would
do
be
an
funny.
episode.
Well, why not? In
That
the
would be
criminal
funny.
justice system, like
Yes.
it's definitely. And
Yep.
She probably will, since she breaks the fourth wall.
yeah,
You're
Yeah.
probably gonna get something.
yeah, and then also have the guy who just be like, dun dun.
Yeah.
So
Definitely
funny.
do it.
Right, and give the person's name with the address and in the city.
Definitely.
She was in the new Fantastic Four cartoon as a member of the Fantastic
I did
Four.
not
I never
like that.
watched that cartoon at all.
I watched one episode and was just like,
I say new. I don't know how new it is. It's got to be like a decade old by now.
probably new-ish.
I didn't see
Newer
a
than the
date.
90s
I didn't
one.
see a date on it. So, but yeah, it is the newer one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never watched it.
It did look interesting.
Yeah.
She was in the Hulk Agents of Smash
That cartoon's not great.
with Diana.
She was on that episode?
She's on it.
She's on it?
She's a Hawk.
She's a Hawk.
Oh.
So it's like regular Hawk, her, Red Hawk, and Sakaar, which is his son, right?
Yeah, that's the son from when he was on
Sakaar.
Yeah.
So like I watched the first 2 episodes or the first 3 episodes.
And Rick is it Rick Jones?
Rick Jones is a blue thing.
Yeah, he's a Hawk
Oh,
too.
he was always ended up a Hawk, but why is he blue?
I don't know. But
He's a
blue on the
blue
cartoon.
Hawk called A-Bomb, and I'm like, y'all gonna change his name, right?
Ew.
And apparently he can turn invisible.
What?
I know nothing about this Rick Jones Hawk character, so that was a new one for me. I just remember like, oh yeah, Rick Jones is super annoying in everything I see him in.
Did they put Samson in it?
No, which was surprising, unless he shows up later.
I mean, we got Samson in the Incredible Hulk movie, but they didn't do anything with
They didn't
him.
do anything with him, and I thought because he ends up like with green hair and really strong or something, right? Yeah.
Well, apparently that's him in the comic books too.
Yeah, but
As A-Bomb.
in Agents of Smash, what a stupid name.
Yeah.
Whatever. She's like a pilot or something. They like completely changed. It was very weird, and I don't like that cartoon.
Okay.
Yes, it's pretty bad.
And she was also in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon.
Which one's the Ultimate Spider?
That's the one where he was a SHIELD agent.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There's just so many.
There are a lot of Spider-Man cartoons. Surprisingly, because I was gonna watch Spectacular Spider-Man since everyone says it's good. It's not on Disney Plus.
It's on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Alright,
not
on
because I
Netflix.
searched for it on Disney Plus and it wasn't there, but it just showed up on Netflix.
Oh, okay. All right. So maybe I'll see what everybody's talking about. But yeah, she was on Ultimate Spider-Man. I don't remember that, but I don't know if I finished that series or not.
I honestly, outside of our Spider-Man, I don't like the other Spider-Man cartoons.
You mean you don't like Spider-Man Unlimited? Which was a quote-unquote continuation of our cartoon.
After they fast forward like 50 years
Yeah.
or something. ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
That cartoon was horrible. Yeah. But yeah, that's all the appearances that I have from her.
So I was actually surprised on how often she shows up on things, but I guess she showed up on things like after I stopped watching cartoons.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to follow. I mean, like, it'd have been nice because I've always really liked her character, but I haven't seen a lot of her.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot.
Yeah.
But like you said, we had that She-Hulk toy. So
I did. So I guess the cartoon made an impression.
Yep. All right. So if you didn't have anything else, I was going to talk about some of the characters that was going to show up in the She-Hulk show.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first, I got some information on Titania. I don't have a lot of information, just kind of where they came from in the comics.
Okay. I have some things, so we'll see if we cross.
All right. So remember we were reading Secret Wars, right?
Yeah.
And then we were like, where did these two random people come from that Dr. Doom just imbued with powers? Which Titania is one of those two people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we only read the main series, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, get this stupid origin story. Oh my gosh. So, her and her friend, it's in Colorado or something like that. And they ended up on Battle World because they took a chunk out of Colorado. All right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
But anyway, so her friend lied to her that she was the new Spider-Woman. And then they went to a party and everybody found out that she wasn't the real Spider-Woman. So they both had to run because everybody was mad at them. And then that's when they ran into Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest origin I've ever heard of.
Well, no, wait. You're missing some parts.
Okay.
They were both being bullied.
Oh.
And so they
okay.
pretended like they were superheroes to kind of gain respect or whatever. But then people was like,
And
oh,
then
you guys
they
are
found
liars.
out that they
And
weren't.
then the Beyonder ripped their suburbs out of Earth and brought them to the Battle World. And they were running from
Battle
people.
World was pieces of
Yeah.
different
Bunch of
worlds.
planets,
Yeah. So they run into Dr. Doom, and Dr. Doom's like, I can make you a superhero for real. And they said, yeah. But what got me was I was like, maybe reading it wasn't as random, and I just kind of missed the whole suburban part.
Nope, just
it was random. Now we missed the part that like Colorado had been pulled up and stuff, but it was still random.
Yeah.
It was still random, but at least I was like, oh, okay, I get what I missed.
No, it was dumb.
That
was just dumb.
Yes, it's dumb. Whatever. She became a superhero.
That was not the best of comic books.
Well, because they were like Dr. Doom needed more fighters, which I don't know. Why can you just? Oh, because the Beyonder was bringing people, not Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he needed more
Right.
fighters.
And people
so
were starting to not listen to Dr. Doom and believe him because basically he was using them as pawns.
And interesting, they did Secret Wars in our Spider-Man cartoon, and it was definitely watered down. But
it was watered down, but it was still kind of like spot on.
I mean, Dr. Doom's still in Beyonder's powers and all that.
I mean, I liked it better than the comic book.
Definitely like that better than the comic book.
Yeah.
I
would have chosen a hero.
So yeah, that's Titania. She's in the show. I don't know if she's the main villain. Jamila Jamil said that she's more annoying than strong. She doesn't need powers. Like, she can just beat you by being annoying. So apparently her character is going to be annoying.
That's very interesting because I don't know much about Titania to know, like, is she super annoying?
She was annoying in that comic.
Everyone was annoying in that comic.
That's true. Colossus, God. All right.
Colossus is annoying. I just want to put that
He
out
is
there.
annoying.
But I was gonna say, only thing I know is that she is kind of like obsessed with She-Hulk.
Yeah.
But it seems like, at least from what I was reading, she never actually beats her.
She can't.
But she just, like, I guess it's like that's her gauge. I'm like, I can prove I'm strong if I can beat She-Hulk.
Yeah.
But she's not as strong as She-Hulk.
Right.
So yeah, very interesting. In the show, it seems like she definitely shows up a few times. I'm not sure about those outfits they got her wearing. I don't know what that is.
I think it's bad on purpose.
Yeah.
It's
because it's supposed to be a comedy.
It's bad on purpose. And wait.
It's bad, and then that wig. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. I think it's bad on purpose, and I don't think it's gonna look better. I think it's supposed to be bad. I'm not mad at it.
Okay.
So yeah, obviously her origin is gonna be different.
Or they can just give us Dr. Doom.
Oh no, you can't. Okay. we always say you can't introduce a character in the shows. I think you can, but you cannot introduce Doctor Doom in a comedy.
But I think if anything, Victor Von Doom could be introduced, and he's not Doctor Doom yet.
Not in this show.
Nah, I agree. Do not introduce any version of Doom in an MCU show.
Well, Matt Murdock is in this show.
He was already introduced. We already know who he is.
Yeah, I think that's a bit different. Technically, is his introduction. No, Spider-Man was his introduction.
Yes,
Spider-Man.
But
and remember,
it doesn't even matter because we all know who he was.
We already know who he was. There's already the whole Netflix shows. That's our background.
Yeah.
They said he's gonna be wearing the yellow.
Yes, the yellow and red costume.
Yeah. What was I about to say? It seems like Titania is going to come from a different universe because you have Wong talking about something. Please do not make this a world-ending event or whatever.
It won't be.
But it seems like Titania and then some of the other people are coming from a different universe.
Multiple stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, maybe she really would have gotten her powers from Dr. Doom, but
not here.
Not on 616.
You're right.
Yeah.
Another universe.
Okay, well, whatever. This show apparently is going to have cameos out the wazoo, which makes sense because she's a lawyer.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of characters in this show.
Yeah. Abomination.
When did he get the ability to switch?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Why does the Abomination switch is the question.
Mm-hmm.
Because Abomination I thought was stuck as Abomination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of things that need.
But he was training with Wong too. They showed that in Shang-Chi. So
right, which is why.
Which is also was random.
Yeah,
because they don't explain. Random.
They don't explain that.
Yeah, you might get an explanation here because Wong's going to be in the show. So
is he going to be in the
Wong's
show?
the new glue. If y'all noticed.
Probably because no one wants to pay Benedict
stuff.
Cumberbatch or whatever.
But yeah, you can't pay Benedict. No. Which is fine. I like Wong. Okay, so Titania should be interesting.
I found interesting. So she's in a long-term relationship with the Absorbing Man.
Really? Crusher Krill.
Yes. So I wonder if he's gonna make an appearance in the show.
Oh,
that would be cool. We haven't gotten the MCU Absorbing Man.
Yeah. So I thought that'd be interesting if we got him because I
he was in that comic, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they met during Secret Wars, and like I was reading through Titania's like whole thing, and it's like no matter what, she like always comes back to him.
I wish I never read that comic. We're gonna read the new one.
The new one is better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No,
we'll see.
Yeah.
It's probably.
It is a comic book, though. I just wanted to put that out there. You know, it's like
I've read good comic books.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't the
outside of.
We're
Batman?
talking about the '80s Secret Wars, by the way. If guys haven't.
Oh yeah,
if
yeah.
Nobody's figured that out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's also when Spider-Man gets the symbiote.
Yes.
Right.
Which in that comic it was just a suit.
Yeah.
It was not an alien.
Right. Yeah.
But okay.
Also random.
So another character who's going to be showing up in this show is Frogman.
Huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Frogman.
Who's Frogman?
Some guy dressed as a frog.
Yeah, he's dressed as a frog.
He's dressed as a frog.
Well, yeah, he's Frogman.
Or is he a frog?
That's even worse.
He is just frog.
I'd rather him been a frog.
Like he's straight up Kermit the Frog with like a yellow underwear or something.
Yeah, he's definitely a stupid superhero.
He's a superhero.
Yes.
He's not. Is he a superhero?
He's a superhero.
Oh, okay. He's not dressed as a frog in the show.
No? We don't get a frog suit. I'm gonna be disappointed.
If the trailer breakdown guy was correct, Frogman has like rocket ship or something that made him go.
Okay, I want a frog suit though.
That guy was not dressed in a frog suit. Sorry.
He's got to look like a frog. Otherwise, this whole show, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give this a pure torture or something.
Well,
if I don't get Frogman,
be prepared to not see Frogman in a frog suit.
Oh, did you just look up Frogman?
Yeah.
Eventually, his name becomes Leapfrog.
No, okay, so I got information on that because I looked up Frogman so that I could figure out who Frogman was.
All right.
Now, like, if you guys didn't notice, I want this show to be full on silly, like, because I'm getting that vibe from the trailers, and that's what I'm expecting. I want full on silly, meaning I want Frogman in some kind of frog related outfit.
It looks like he's just
and
wearing
his
green.
villain is the Walrus.
Yeah, the Walrus and some kind of rabbit. There's a rabbit villain that he has.
Yeah.
The white rabbit or something.
Oh my goodness.
Is it worse than the Spot?
Yes.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it is.
Okay.
Not as bad as
Definitely.
Condiment Man though.
Oh God. Okay.
I feel like these people were high when they.
Yeah, who made these? All right, so Frogman, his father was a villain named Leapfrog.
Oh, okay.
And after his father got arrested, he took the costume and tried to be a superhero. He does not have powers. It's the suit that has the powers.
Okay. Cool.
So, yeah, so Frogman.
Dumb. I'm sure. So I feel like this is going to be a hero a week or a villain a week kind of deal.
Yeah, which actually
I
this
can
makes
get that.
sense.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there is going to be a story behind the scenes, obviously, because they're not going to do one of these shows without a long form storytelling. You know. So, okay, last thing I'm going to talk about, and you can talk about other characters if you got some, is the Wrecking Crew, which is equally as dumb as the rest of them.
Yes.
So their leader was given powers by accident because he was mistaken to be Loki. How? I don't know. So he was given powers and it was in his crowbar.
And they were
He
all
had a magical
holding the crowbar when he got it, so they all got powers.
No. So he had powers beforehand in the crowbar, and then at some point, like, the whole crew was there and he had them all grab the crowbar, and then it was struck by lightning. So it already had powers. Then it was struck by lightning while everyone was holding it, and then they all had Wrecking Crew powers.
And they go by the names of Bulldozer, Power Driver, Thunderball, and Wrecker.
Right. So it looks like they're I'm guessing, I don't know where they're getting their powers from. Probably from whatever
I want a
universe they came
crowbar to
from.
get struck by lightning.
Please don't. One, why are there 4 guys holding a crowbar?
Because he told them
to
to
hold
hold the
on to it.
crowbar so they can get
It
powers
was a powerful
too.
crowbar, okay?
Did he know the lightning was going to strike it?
I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will never read the comic where this
You
happened.
did miss
so-
one appearance.
Oh.
There's also going to be an appearance of Porcupine.
Shut up.
And is an individual in a battle suit that looks like a porcupine.
Nice.
And he is also a Marvel character.
Yeah.
So the Wrecking Crew looks quite different than they do in the comics.
I still want to
Dude, you see them in the comics, bro? Like, they look like a bunch of dudes from, like, the 1970s.
But they don't look great in the show either.
No.
That, and I just feel like they should be really easy to beat.
I have a feeling
they
a lot
supposed to
of
be,
these
like,
people are gonna
strong,
be
though.
really easy to beat.
Okay, yeah.
But
Weren't
not
the
like
Wrecking Crew in
crazy
Secret
rich.
Wars too?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think they were winning battles and fights they had no business winning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was looking
they
like...
were kicking their butt in the first fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand why the heroes was like, oh, because they were fighting with each other.
All right, so my question
Blaming
is,
the
Still,
mutants.
they were making the heroes really stupid in this comic.
my problem with the original Secret Wars is why did you choose these characters? Why is the Wrecking Crew in this big all-out battle between heroes and villains? The Wrecking Crew? Seriously? There are so many other villains you could have put in here.
Captain America was getting handed.
Oh my God.
And Whooper. It just makes me so mad though, because I'm just like, let's be honest.
Exactly.
Can anybody beat them too?
No, which is why the whole thing was stupid. Yeah, so that was it. Because the last thing I looked up was the Wrecking Crew, and I was like, man, these guys' stories are dumb.
It
so,
is.
yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it looks like a fight a week for her. But none of these people really seem all that difficult to beat.
No, I don't think they're going to be difficult either.
Yeah.
For her to beat.
Although, I think it would be interesting. Like, we know Titania is going to be in it. I thought it'd been interesting if they brought in her friend, Volcana.
Oh, yeah.
Because, fire powers is hard because,
Because fire.
Because fire's hot.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to, but I heard no mention of
Me
that.
neither. And I felt like if she was in it, they would say it, but it just seems like, are we going to bring in one person? But the entire time I was reading about Titania, I didn't read anything about Volcana.
Well, Volcana was the friend that lied to say she was Spider-Woman, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they both got powers and they turn into villains or whatever together. But when
wasn't Volcana with Molecule Man?
Yes.
Yeah. In the second Secret Wars, he ends up being like super powerful. Which honestly, with his power set, he should have been. He was really dumb in that comic.
He was very stupid in that. Yeah, he was, and really annoying.
Also, he explained his powers wrong.
Yeah,
multiple times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which we've talked about before. So
we did talk about.
Go listen to our episode about the review of Secret Wars.
Review of Secret Wars. It was interesting. Yeah. Okay. All right, so yeah, those are the characters I had. You didn't have any more?
Oh, no, I didn't have any, no.
Okay. She-Hulk's an interesting character.
She is. I've always liked her, and like the more I've read about her, I'm like, yeah, I still like her a lot. I really hope, it looks like the show is going to do her justice.
Yeah. You know what would be cool? If they put her in the Deadpool movie. Yeah. They both break the fourth wall, and they don't know what each other is talking about.
Okay, that's why, but they don't go together.
What? Yeah, yes, they do.
I don't think they go together.
That the Deadpool 3 movie is going to be the Deadpool kills Marvel Universe storyline.
How do you work that out?
I guess he's going around in the different multiverses, killing the heroes.
Well, no, he can only kill one universe. He can't kill all the multiverse, right? Because that's what.
Yeah.
You looking at me like I know this story.
Oh, Deadpool kills everybody in the Marvel universe.
Like literally.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I forgot what happens at the end.
I think he got bored because he was the only one left.
And what he do an Uno reverse and bring everybody back, or
no? That universe they're all dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds dumb.
If he does it, if they do it,
and
it's the Fox universe, that would be funny.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
I would love it though if it was like him going around
and he
killing
kills
the
characters
from the Fox universe.
But yeah, how many people
and then it
died in the Fox universe? Oh well, I guess
Fantastic Four, X-Men.
We don't need this.
No, I would rather they do another storyline. To be honest,
I think it would be funny.
Well, I find the Deadpool movies very mediocre.
So. Yeah, I mean, I would expect you to find
right.
I mean, no, like if I watch the Deadpool movies, I'm not going like, oh, Diana's really gonna like this.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Right.
I think they're better than mediocre. I don't think they're the pinnacle of movies that people make it out to be. They're good movies though.
Yeah. Logan is definitely way much better.
True. Okay. So we're going to be talking about She-Hulk next week after we've seen the first episode, and maybe we'll have some answers to some of our questions. I would like for her to not turn into She-Hulk at the end of the episode.
It's going to be the end of the episode. I'm just going to go on record and tell you, we're not going to get any questions that you think that you want answers to in this first episode. It is the first episode.
I'm going to need them to not do that. Because, look, we already know she's going to become She-Hulk, right?
Yeah.
So why are we wasting a half an hour to get to that point?
Yeah. Just make her She-Hulk in the beginning and then we could get the ball rolling.
Right. Because, look, with the amount of clips that they show, we already know what's going to happen, right? She's going to be in She-Hulk. Then Bruce is going to be like, oh, I need to train you on how to be a Hulk. We can get all of that crap out of the way in episode 1. We don't need to waste any more episodes on that.
Yeah. Agreed.
Episode 1 is ending with her turning into She-Hulk.
We don't need it.
No, they do it in every show. Stop doing it like the whole episode, and then they've gotten their powers to become the hero at the end.
Right?
Y'all just setting yourselves up for
I'm just saying it's a waste.
It is, but y'all setting yourselves up.
Right, like why take a half an hour to get to where we already know we're going?
That's what's gonna happen.
Except for Captain America: Winter Soldier didn't do that.
No.
Well,
no, he didn't become Captain America to the.
But he was already established character. Don't count. And I guess Loki didn't do that either.
Right, but they're already established character.
Yeah.
So we got to the point quick.
Yeah.
Which is what we need. Get to the point quick.
Get to the point is what I'm saying.
Yeah. First 5 minutes, bam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Definitely. But we're looking forward to it. So half hour, and we'll be talking about She-Hulk.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to bring out how it was supposed to be like a comedy, and they brought up Ally McBeal and Legally Blonde.
Okay, I have seen both.
I have not watched Legally Blonde.
I have not.
I have only seen a handful of episodes of Ally McBeal.
Now, apparently, they said Legally Blonde is good. It's not my kind of movie.
It's not my kind of movie either.
Well, but on the bright side, we know She-Hulk's not stupid. So,
but see, that's the thing about Legally Blonde either. It's like they act dumb, but it's just like at the end of the day, she was a good lawyer.
Yeah, but I think you're going to be getting that kind of silliness. I mean, obviously, She-Hulk's going to be funny too.
Yeah.
But like that kind of silliness is probably going to be from the support characters. I feel like she's going to be a full-on competent lawyer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less. I mean, with the same thing
think more so her comedy would be like break the fourth wall.
Yeah, but the same thing like with those two things that I just mentioned. The main characters are very competent. It's just the show in itself is just kind of goofy, I guess.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I might give Ally McBeal another try. I don't know. No. I tried with the first episode. I was going to start in like season 3 or something and see what happens.
It's episode 5.
It's not worth it. Okay.
I'm done.
All right. Well, with that being said, what do you think about She-Hulk? Is this one of your favorite characters? What comics have you read? Let us know in the comments below. Also, leave a like, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening to this on a place that allows you to leave a rating and review, please do so we'll know what you think about our podcast. Also, subscribe there as well if you can subscribe wherever you're listening. Because you can subscribe on places.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. You can. Mm-hmm. All right. With that being said, thank you so much for listening, guys, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.